That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
The next morning, after the party ponies headed back to Florida, Chiron made a surprise announcement. The chariot races would go ahead as scheduled. We'd all figured they were history now that Tantalus is gone, but completing them did feel like the right thing to do, especially now that Chiron was back and the camp was safe. Tyson wasn't too keen on the idea of getting back in a chariot after our first experience, but he was happy to let me team up with Annabeth. I would drive, Annabeth would defend, and Tyson would act as our pit crew. While I worked with the horses, Tyson fixed up Athena's chariot and added a whole bunch of special modifications. We spent the next 2 days training like crazy. Annabeth and I agreed that if we won, the prize of no chores for the rest of the month would be split between our 2 cabins. Since Athena had more campers, they would get most of the time off, which is fine by me. I didn't care about the prize. I just wanted to win. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
And so now I say my intro, and then you say you're a Scotcha.
Yes.
I'm Zach from Cabin 10. No, I'm...
Nope.
I'm Zach from Cabin 9.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. And God, I hope editing Taylor leaves that.
She will. If nothing else than just to make me look foolish. We got there. We got there.
Yeah, I don't think I need a quip. I think that was it. I think that's good. You know, we're good. Listeners, as you can tell, Taylor is briefly dead. She's okay, but like she's not great.
Like
at the
all
moment.
things in this book, probably dead at some point, right? But not permanently.
She's like in Tartarus, starting to reform just a little bit, trying to come back.
Yeah.
You know, someone killed her briefly. It's
Just
fine.
needs a little of that ambrosia.
So we have Zach
Hi.
here.
It's me.
Zach.
Zach.
Hello.
How is everybody doing? It's great to be here. I was talking to an imaginary audience. Well, I'm talking to the audience, whoever's listening. All of you people in
whoever's
the
listening.
amphitheater where they listen to our network's podcasts.
The Eldest Gods, didn't you know that?
So, go ahead.
So Zach, tell us a little about yourself. I have to look at my notes because Taylor usually does all this shit.
You're doing great. Hey Charlie, you're doing great.
Thank you. Hey, tell us about your podcast, your history with the books, and of course your pronouns.
My name is Zach, he, him. I'm an artist, illustrator, podcaster, general millennial special interests kind of person. What was the next part?
You have a podcast.
I have a podcast.
Don't use that.
I have a podcast.
It's on the network.
So I have a podcast called with my partner Alex called My Cabbages. It's an Avatar: The Last Airbender podcast, and we talk about the show. We go episode by episode. We do bits. They're pretty funny. I edit it. It becomes editing is a lot, but I love it. Anyway, it's great fun, and if you like Avatar and you like people that don't take themselves too seriously, but still like to get into the nitty-gritty about the nitty-gritty of Avatar, then check us out. That was good. It was like Austin Powers being like, I allow myself to introduce myself. Anyway.
And then what? How did you get into Percy Jackson?
I got into Percy Jackson because these friends of mine started this podcast, and we joined this network, and I got to know them, and they're really special and cool people, and they do a podcast about the gods that are the oldest ones, you know, the ones that are older than all the other gods. And they were like, hey, we'll have you on if you read the books. And I was like, cool, I'll read Percy Jackson. And I'm on book 2 and I like it. That's my history with Percy
Good
Jackson.
Good shit. I thought it would be funny if I asked, even though I know exactly the answer. Aha, my plan worked. I got more people to read.
Hey, I'll tell you, if I had read them at the time that I had read Harry Potter, I probably would have liked them just as much.
Good. And
then, as an
Maybe
adult,
more.
I would feel less bad as a result of... because Rick Riordan's not a piece of shit.
Rick Riordan says, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I will do better.
It's not hard.
Instead of digging himself into a hole and then making it even deeper and deeper and deeper.
Oh, boy.
This is the one Jew at Camp Half-Blood.
Oh, no.
There are actually quite a few, like, later on. I spent a day just on the wikis, just, like, looking at all the characters, like, oh, who's this person? Oh, who's this person? This is an obscure person. It was fun.
Sounds like a great time.
Anyway, what's this fucking chapter about?
I wrote a thing.
The chariot race ends with a bang.
Yeah, it's cool. It's great. Oh, that's what it's called, right? Everything is so, like, conversational in these books. It's kind of the chapters are always like, we had French fries with a demigod. Darn it. It was like, it's so wholesome.
I love it. Just because it's like, usually whatever it is something that happens, like, the last couple pages of the chapter. So, like, you forget what the title is by, like, the time that happens. Yeah. And then you're like, oh!
But it is always, like, prophetical in some way, right? It's like we get hitch a ride from some dead Confederates, and they're like, oh boy, Confederates, that's fun. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna read my thing. Our heroes select Half-Blood Hill on their fast travel menu while on the backs of some raucous party animals and Chiron, and after a loading screen, arrive at Half-Blood Hill. Clarice hangs the golden fleece on Thalia's tree, and everyone cheers and levels up. Then, Tyson and Percy have a wonderful and wholesome brother moment, and everyone ugly cries. He gives Percy the Rolex he's been working on, and the chariot race begins. It's like a wacky races or speed racer segment, but with horses and bladed weapons. What's the mortality rate at Camp Half-Blood? I got into shit at summer camp too, but I ain't never stabbed nobody. Percy pops his ultimate power, Tyson's love, and the watch forms an awesome shield and wins them the race. All in all, it's a pretty good session of my modern setting Greek mythology homebrew campaign.
Oh my goodness, Zach.
Great.
I love it.
Great.
I love it. I don't know who does a better one now. You and Taylor have done, like, very good ones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Adele also did a pretty good one when she covered for Taylor.
Honored.
Oh, I love this. I will never do this. I will always ask if whoever is covering for Taylor, you're gonna do the recap and you're gonna do a great job, I can tell.
Dope.
Well, the good thing is, where the fuck are we? It's Camp Half-Blood. Why the fuck are we? It's chariot racing. We've already done that.
And also, because it's Camp Half-Blood. I mean, you got the rest of the summer. What are you gonna do? Go home? It's not like after the Dementors attacked Hogwarts, they were just like, all right, everybody go back to their houses. That's the end of the school year. No, they stayed at Camp Half-Blood and had a great summer. It's their reward for doing good in the book, is they always just get to have a great summer.
Have a good summer!
That's what all of them, like, scribbled into each other's yearbooks. Have a great summer.
Yep.
Hags.
Absolutely. So terrible. Well, I do have a myth for this section because I always try to have at least something. Something little for this. So, in case you mythed it, but, we're gonna talk about this guy Pelops. Now, why am I talking about him?
I'm not gonna lie, his name sounds kind of like a skin condition.
Yeah. Is it Pelops or
I'm staring at it, and I have no idea how to say it. Pelops.
It looks like there's Pelops and Pelops. I see two different
Pelops.
pronunciations on here.
Pelops.
I don't want to say Pelops. I don't
what if
want
that's
to.
the real one? You're just like, nah, I don't want to pronounce it right.
I don't want to pronounce it that way. I'm sorry. I choose to not pronounce Uranus.
Well,
I usually say
I think
Uranus.
Is Uranus not correct?
I mean, with how everybody says Uranus, I assume it's not.
Isn't Uranus also a Greek thing? Aren't most of the planets named after Greek things?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It all comes back to Greek, dang it. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry for derailing
It always does.
you. Please continue.
We'll probably talk about the planets in another date. Who knows? So Pelops. He might have something to do with chariots, possibly, but the fun thing is, he is the son of Tantalus.
The douchebag camp counselor.
Yeah, camp activities
Gotcha.
director is what he was. Yeah. The guy who, chopped up his children, he chopped up Pelops and tried to feed him to the gods.
Wow, what a dick.
This is the guy who was chopped up and tried to, be fed to the gods.
The guy that DM made an example of.
He's okay. Sorry, I just see the bird and I'm just like,
for
laughing.
everyone listening, I have a bird, and he will squawk in his cage, but he will be relatively good if I have him out. So he will just once in a while fly onto my shoulder, and Charlie will react.
Yes, and I will be distracted because I'm just like, ooh, baby.
Cute bird. So,
yeah.
Did he do anything besides, get, shredded?
He did other things, yes. But in fact, yes, so Tantalus kills him, chops him up, tries to feed him to the gods, and then, I'm just recapping the story of Tantalus, but Demeter was, very depressed that day because she's like, Persephone is in the underworld, I'm sad. So she eats a little bit of Pelops' shoulder.
Demeter do be like that, though.
No one else ate anything because they all knew. And Demeter was just not paying
Demeter
attention.
Demeter was like, some shoulder. That's delicious. Oh, wait a second.
So, I mean, she was just eating it, and, it ended up being his shoulder. Because what did the gods do after they banished Tantalus and, punished him? They brought Pelops back to life, but his shoulder was missing.
His shoulder, and meanwhile Demeter's like, oh no, my stomach feels like something trying to come out of me. It's like when the Iron Giant comes back together.
Yeah. Just imagine a person coming back together like that. You go. That sounds very graphic.
Profoundly upsetting.
This feels like Deadpool, but
oh, when his baby limbs
he
grow
just
in,
grows it back. Yeah. But so his shoulder was missing. They made one out of ivory for him.
Oh, right on.
And that's just how he was. It was made by Hephaestus.
This is my boy.
So then we get to after he's resurrected. So Poseidon takes him to Olympus and makes him an apprentice and teaches him how to drive a chariot.
Right on. So this guy's basically Anakin. He learns how to race a pod racer, and they're like, all right, you can.
I think so. I thought it was more that he became Poseidon's boyfriend. I don't know. Maybe youth apprentice is a euphemism.
Taylor's listening to this why don't they know? Get it right.
Taylor doesn't usually know more mythology than I do, so not usually at least.
Well, you both know more mythology than I do.
Yeah. I feel like Poseidon fucked Pelops, but I could be wrong. But either way, he taught him how to ride a chariot, so that's pretty cool.
What's that?
Okay, is that how that happened in chronology? Okay, so there was another reason why the gods are mad at Tantalus. It was that he also stole food from the gods. At one point.
Jean Valjean.
So this is saying that after he tried to feed his son to the gods.
Oh, did he steal
he stole food?
Did he steal
from
ambrosia or what's the other one?
Yeah, he stole ambrosia
Gotcha.
and nectar, and then they punished him. But also, so this is saying that because of that, they also threw Pelops out of Olympus.
I feel like in the first book they
I'm
mentioned
so
someone who tried to steal ambrosia and nectar and got thrown out of Olympus. They might have mentioned him in book one.
I don't recall.
I feel like when Percy first has the ambrosia and he's like, holy shit, it tastes like a chocolate sundae or whatever he says, and and I'm so much better. And like it's they're talking about the ambrosia and the nectar, and I think they talk about, oh, don't try to steal it though. This one guy did that, or something. I could be wrong. Don't get in the comments.
I don't remember. I honestly do not remember. I know they, like, Tantalus, like, told his story, but, like, in a third-person way. So, like, he might have said something in this book about that, or he might have just said it about he cut up his child. Either way, he's terrifying, and I'm glad he's not there anymore.
Like all Greek mythology, the story is, like, an Am I the Asshole thread where, like, yes, you're the asshole. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're the asshole in mythology.
Anyway, go on.
So then we go from there. Then, Pelops wants to marry, Hippodamia, this princess, because her dad's a king. And her dad is afraid of being killed by his son-in-law. So, he killed all of Hippodamia's suitors by defeating them in a chariot race. You can see where this is going. Oh my god, it lists all 18 of the suitors that he killed. That's funny. Okay, so... Yep, it does say Poseidon, his former lover. Cool.
Right on.
Because Pelops is worried about, like, losing this chariot race he has to do against the king, whose name I don't want to try to pronounce. If you see it, it's like, I don't want to try to. So Pelops, he prays to Poseidon. He's like, hey, help me out. You taught me how to ride the chariot, so I need some help here. I love this. Reminding Poseidon of their love. My god, this is just funny.
What, the Wikipedia article, or?
Yeah. I'm just, like, straight up reading that. I'm like, wow. Love whoever wrote this. Oh, he gets winged horses? Is that cheating? I feel like that's cheating.
What?
Cheating, that he gets winged horses.
Oh, for the chariot? Yeah, what the fuck is that about? That's fucked.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you lined up a bunch of fucking NASCARs for a NASCAR race and they were like, except you get an F-16, go nuts. Like, actually, honestly, I don't think the F-16 would do very well. It wouldn't turn that good. Anyway, my whole metaphor fell apart. Don't worry about it.
That was great. So there's 2 charioteers. What is happening? There's a dream here. What? I don't remember half of this story. I just knew there was a fucking chariot race, and I was like, wow. Okay, so there's a charioteer who dies. Pelops mourns him. Okay, cool. And apparently he maybe helps Pelops win the race or something? God, I'm so confused now. This is so difficult when I'm trying to read things sometimes. This is how the pod goes, Zach.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Taylor usually distracts me by looking at naked women on the Wikipedia pages, but there aren't any today. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No reliefs of boobies. I'm really...
no, not even
I'm
a
really
dick.
disappointed. Yeah, not even a dick. I'd take a dick. That came out wrong. Or right. Or it came out very right.
That isn't like the clip that's at the end of the episode. Just out of context. Okay, so... Oh, is he just, like, going against other charioteers? I think that might be how it happens. So he's going against other charioteers. Okay. Very long race. Oh, dear. Who's his... Okay, so this other guy, Myrtilus, son of Hermes, his chariot just, like, fucking falls apart. What?
Clearly was not worked on by Tyson.
They make fake wheels? No, wait. Yeah, they make fake wheels or something. What the hell? And, like, fuck up his chariot so he dies. Or he doesn't die.
What the fuck is this crazy, like, D&D 3.5, like, check, like, spreadsheet chart here?
I don't know.
I'm, like, super intimidated by this.
Okay, so this is the guy pulling the chariot of the king. So the king is dragged to death on this chariot. That's how the son-in-law kills the king. I get it. Okay, well, that's your own fucking fault, dude. You didn't want to have a son-in-law, so you set up this whole chariot thing. So then, it causes you to die in a chariot race. What did he think was gonna happen? Yeah. But then Pelops kills Myrtilus, the charioteer, because he tried to rape Hippodamia.
Yeah,
Gross.
fuck that.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
We don't like this.
Does not want.
But the importance of this is that this basically starts the Olympics.
Ah.
This is the origin of the fucking Olympics,
Some,
y'all.
like,
Is this
vindictive
weird
king,
chariot
like,
race.
engineered a chariot race that he then died in. Like, ironically.
Yeah, so, like, Pelops organizes chariot race as funeral games in honor of the king, and it's held at Olympia. And it's some cool shit.
Very fun.
Oh, wait, what? There's a curse? There's a curse. Okay. Myrtilus curses Pelops for, I guess, destroying his chariot.
How crazy were the parties at the first, like, Olympic Village, do you think?
Well, I don't know. How crazy do you think funeral parties are?
I mean, it depends on who you ask. Sometimes a funeral can be a rip-roaring time.
Just a
two
rave.
things. It depends on who you ask, and it depends on who died.
That's fair. That is truly fair. I will put this on the record. I really just want people to throw a party and, like, be happy if I die. That's all I'm asking.
We're gonna get super drunk.
Preferably a costume
yeah.
party. Yes. That's it. So apparently Pelops' like sons killed their half-brother.
You know what I want everyone to do?
And that's the curse.
If I die, I want all my loved ones and all the people I care about to get together and have a race to the death with crazy, like, wagons and horses. That's what I want them to do. I want them to risk their lives fighting each other.
Yes. Absolutely. It'll be the Cabbage Olympics.
The Cabbage Games. Funded by Cabbage Corp, the Cabbage Games will return in a moment. Now a message from our sponsor.
Oh, okay. This is the fucking... Okay, that's why. This family is very cursed. Did it start with Tantalus, or did it start... Who started this fucking curse? I don't think it was just Pelops
I do not know.
who was cursed, because... this is the family that involves Agamemnon and Menelaus.
Oh man, what happened to my video?
I was like, Zach, did I lose...
Oh, come on. Why does it do this? This is so annoying. I have no idea why my fucking camera will just decide to stop working. Anyway, continue like it's normal and I'll fix the problem.
Alright. Yeah, so, like, all those guys who went into, like, the Trojan War over Helen, like, that... It's that family. It's fucking Agamemnon. And, you know, I mean Menelaus, too. But they're, like, the descendants of Pelops and, like, Tantalus's, like, line. So this family is just, like, so fucking cursed. I'm honestly just sad that there wasn't, like, a good etymology section on here. Because there's always usually something fun in, like, what the person's name means, but we got nothing. I mean, it does say that the Peloponnese is named Pelops' Island, but don't know what Pelops means. Rude. Terrible. Okay, I was gonna stop, and then I saw the thing on the shrines. At the bottom here, there's a thing that Pelops might have been a chthonic deity, like a death deity. What the fuck? And his shoulder blade was brought to Troy. What? His like ivory shoulder, I assume. Why the fuck? I'm so confused. Oh, giant. Okay, so there's like just giant bones that. Okay. So there were dinosaur bones in Greece, and they thought they belonged to heroes and demigods. Of course they did. Wow. That is so fun.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to know, because I'm going to leave and rejoin, because I think that'll fix my camera problems. I'll be right back.
I am not. Okay.
Technology is stupid. What happened? Why?
Oh
One
God.
more try, and then I will give up on it.
Oh, no!
But I'm very frustrated with this camera. I spent money. It should work.
Dude, just leave it. Just leave it.
I don't get it. It was like fine
Okay.
all through D&D the other day. There. Well, if it goes out again, I'm just gonna be a disembodied voice, like I am for all the listeners. Great. Anyway, so now.
I mean, yeah, you're a disembodied voice for, like, anybody listening. So it's fine.
I don't get it. This is a brand new camera. I bought it
Yeah,
like
Taylor and I
literally a
couldn't
few
use
months ago.
our video, like, for the entire last call that we
Anyway.
had. Because there was something going on.
Great. Awesome. Good luck with that one editing, Taylor. I'm very, very sorry.
Well,
For Charlie, for me.
I'm done
very
talking
sorry.
about Pelops.
I was looking at things, but I'm sorry. I was trying to fix my video.
I was hoping you would try to, like, jump in and, like, look at things and be like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, there's a chapter we gotta talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, you were distracted.
Yeah. We could.
All right. Let's get
By
into
page
the
2, I'll totally
freaking
forget about
chapter,
that.
man.
So
Just a little bit.
I listened.
Like, I think
to
it ends
this
with a
book.
bang. Could be.
As I've been listening to pretty much all of the books I've been, quote, reading recently, just because
Exactly.
I draw a lot, and I do a lot of things that don't require the sort of language section of my head, so I basically can listen to a lot of books while I, like, do my job. And I will say that I wish the guy who recorded this book had done a better Tyson, because in the audio book he kind of just sounds like this all the time, and like it's hard to endear myself to him when he like sounds like that.
Oh,
he really
dear.
plays up the whole like cyclope thing, and it's like fine. It's not like it's not like he's being degrading to an actual group of people that really exist, but it is like
Yeah.
hard to take Tyson seriously
Don't love
when he
that.
talks like this, you know. But that being said, I really came around to Tyson this chapter. I was already like on Team Tyson, obviously, but this chapter is great for Tyson. What? Oh, Team Tyson! Dun, 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 dun. Team Tyson, go!
I just heard Team Tyson. My brain just went to like Teen Titans, and now I'm just like,
Charlie, I know exactly what that feeling was like.
I don't know why. It just had the right symbols. Symbols? What words? I can't fucking do words. Anyway,
So they arrive on the backs of some pretty.
Gotta talk about the fucking chapter.
I was trying to come up with a P
Okay.
word. Party ponies.
So, I have the book here in front of me.
Pretty prancing party ponies.
I know
Is it a Pinkie Pie
Oh my
joke?
goodness, Zach.
Yeah, of course.
Zach,
it is.
you'll love
Come on.
my quip for the last chapter.
All I was thinking
we
every
did.
time I heard the words party pony, I was like, man, Pinkie Pie is gonna be so pissed that she wasn't
anyway.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. The super duper party pony. That pony is me. So
Yeah, do you ever think like
I love that
it
just
seems
Percy is
weird
riding
that
on
like
Chiron's
in
back.
fantasy people ever like ride
Just-
centaurs?
I mean, they're
You'd
all
think
riding
that
on,
that would
like,
be something
centaurs,
that
but it's
centaurs
just
would
like,
find like pretty
wow, that's gotta be
disrespectful.
awkward. Like,
But on the other hand, you have to sit there and be like, I mean, if I'm a centaur and like my friend is a two-legged thing and like they're tired, like I'm sorry, I got a really
Yeah.
sittable back. I got a back that's very rideable. Yeah, it must suck. But I'd be like, yeah, all right, climb on. I'm fine. It's like
God,
it's
imagine
like
if
being
you're a
the
centaur
guy
and
with
you
the
have
pickup
back
truck
problems.
whenever anybody like needs to move. Is they're gonna call that guy they know with a pickup truck? It's like that for centaurs. Just like, hey, let's go on this trip with Chiron because if we get tired, we can just ride him.
oh yeah. Love that. Love that. So Percy's thinking about the quote-unquote plot twist from last chapter. I mentioned this the
who's
last
dead?
time, but like I forgot that
Right,
the fact
okay.
that Cronus is his
I'm sure, yeah,
dad is
anybody
the
who knows
plot
anything about
twist.
Greek mythology, that's like,
I forgot
like
that
you think
we didn't know that until this book.
couldn't Percy have just like looked in a book?
Chiron's dad.
That's true. I guess so. But he could get an audiobook from today's sponsor, Audible. No, I'm kidding.
Well, dyslexia, he just doesn't read books, I guess.
Because, I mean, listen, it's like Larry in Night at the Museum, like the first night after like craziness.
If
what he did was he like went to the library and did a bunch of fucking research.
They would be unstoppable.
And like, I'm shocked that Percy was never like, hey, what if I just spent an entire weekend in the library, like digging up everything I can find on Greek mythology so that I'm ready for it?
Exactly.
Like, how do you go into a world full of Greek gods and not like brush up on your history, man? Like, oh, Kronos is it's almost like this information is legendary and is readily available.
Exactly. That
they
is
get
what
back
I
to
would
Camp
do.
Half-Blood.
So...
Oh, yeah. They're like big
Exactly.
fucking Dionysus stands, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The centaurs
like,
love Dionysus.
Dionysus, let's party!
I just love that fact. Of course, parties. Good shit. I think we went over this when we talked about centaurs in the last episode.
Why is there no centaur race in D&D? I'm sorry, I keep going off on weird tangents. I just want to know why there's no centaur race in D&D.
Some centaurs? I think I read this. I've already forgotten it.
Yeah. Yeah, there needs to be more playable races. There's actually a lot more races in Pathfinder because it's like it's been around for longer, but I think 5e has a lot of races, but they're in like other books. Anyway, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just not enough good ones. So apparently the camp actually was
they
attacked
filled
by
them in on like, oh yeah, we had a really fucking rough summer, fighting off monsters while the tree was sick.
Aeonius? Yeah, that's Latin. I don't know what that says, but yeah. I did in fact try to look this up to see if this is like a mythology thing or anything. It sent me to the Riordan wiki, so my best guess here is it is a dragon or draken of some kind.
Percy and Annabeth and Tyson split off from the main campaign. And the main campaign had this kind of like epic, like melee, like combat heavy a bunch of sessions where they were defending Camp Half-Blood, and they went off on this little adventure, just the three of them.
I want to know who took up like the leader role in camp, because Clarice is gone, Percy's gone,
yeah, who fills the
Annabeth's
void?
gone.
That's a good question.
I want to know who steps up. So Clarice puts the golden fleece on Thalia's tree, and everything is now glittering and shining and growing, and it's great. Okay. Do you think this affects the strawberry fields on camp?
Oh, like it makes them like better or bigger or juicier?
Yeah,
or what? Does it make them taste better?
I don't know, but like that's like their export. Like that's like the disguise
it's
of the camp
like
is the
Bob's
strawberry
Burgers
fields.
when the strawberry people are selling weed under the strawberries. They have like a secret camp that they run for Half-Bloods while they sell strawberries.
I assume that like that's also how they make money for the camp, is like they sell the strawberries and like that's how they get some shit. What's the name of the company they like sell it under? So they don't name it till like the 5th book, but it's Delphi Strawberry Service.
Delphi Strawberry Service. Interesting.
I just keep forgetting to plug in my iPad.
So then the next day, Percy's talking to Tyson. And he's like really bummed. He's kind of bummed. He's like, he wants to be like, Tyson, you're my brother and I love you, but I'm a little ashamed, or I'm a little ashamed at how I treated you earlier in this book.
It's wonderful.
And,
it's
good.
A
nice little character reflection moment.
It's also a few pages later that I was going for.
Oh, am I skipping ahead? I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yes, you are.
Then you have to lead because
it's fine. We were gonna get to it. I have to lead
like the discussion because
I'm
I will just jump to the next plot point that I think of.
I'm trying to. Okay. Well, I just think it's funny that Chiron literally says we have to go find a monster that's going to guard the fleece. Like right after they're going to put an ad in Olympus
Which is
Weekly.
very funny. I liked that quite a bit.
Clarice is just like she has a laurel wreath. Everybody loves her. They're celebrating, and Percy's he's just glad that like. Nobody's paying me any attention.
It's nice to be a face in the crowd for a change.
Yep.
And not, like, the main character of the book.
Yeah. It's good shit. I mean, if anybody acknowledged that they had left and done anything, they would have had to, like... What did they say? Expel them.
Oh.
Yeah. They would get expelled from camp.
That's unfortunate.
Or worse, expelled. Alright. So...
This god needs to sort out her priorities.
So Chiron says, like, we're still gonna do chariot races. I know Tantalus isn't here, but, like, we're still gonna do it. The camp is fine now. We're fine. We're not gonna get attacked by evil birds now. It's good. As Rory goes onto your shoulder. Evil birds? Hello?
It's like practically like the day after they contain all the dinosaurs in their Jurassic Park, and they're just like, let's open it back up again. Fuck it. Like, come on, let's let people back in.
I don't know if that's quite equivalent.
Let's just go for it. Maybe not. What is the aura of Thalia protection but an electric fence?
I really want to know if it's just so much better protection now. So they're training, and now Annabeth and Percy are teamed up because they've made up since the last chariot race. Tyson's just gonna fix up the chariot, and it's gonna be Annabeth and Percy.
I'm sure with their two gods, it's like really cool looking too. It's got all these like neat little details about it.
Yeah, it says they use the Athena chariot, so I really want to know if like
Percy,
they made
Percy
it
put
Athena
a little Poseidon stank on it too. Yeah,
just draw devil horns on Athena's face. Here we go. Something funny. And then who was there at the stables that day but Hermes?
I totally forgot that Hermes like shows up and like gives a FedEx message to Percy.
Literally, he's wearing a postal carrier outfit instead of jogging
which is very
clothes.
Good. I do love that. I kind of like if they wrote these books now. He would be. Yes. He would be like an Amazon delivery driver. I fucking love
Hermes, like, as a character and just as a god.
He'd get out with one of those little pads.
He's the god of, like, minimum wage workers. Just, like, and, like, just the guy who goes to get you coffee and just, like, and just all the underpaid people, I feel like. He does all of the odd jobs. He does 50 jobs. And then he sleeps for like an hour, and then he drinks coffee all day.
He's always hustling. Every day be hustling.
So, sadly, Percy's like, well, I didn't really get to talk to Luke. He was kind of mad. Didn't work out.
Yeah,
we tried to kill each other.
It did not go well, Enterprise.
That's how families go. You know, you try to kill each other, it's fine. It's all good.
Hey, around here, I call that Thanksgiving.
Exactly!
Right? Yeah.
My God.
It's like a Dothraki wedding. A Thanksgiving without at least one death is considered a dull affair. So
he does.
Percy gets a letter from his old man.
Also, we see George and Martha again.
The
Percy
snakes.
Did not get them around.
He needs to like follow through on his promises. I love these two.
Get him.
What do they turn? What do they turn? Like, what do they become? Or they become the snakes? But what were they
right
beforehand?
On a pen
what are they like?
Now. Like in this scene, they're just like intertwined on a pen.
Oh, gotcha.
So like the Caduceus is like been shrunk into a pen. That's all it is. Yeah, but anyway, I just love that snakes. Like, yeah, we all love the snakes. Sam gave us basically a full essay on like why the snakes are the best characters. It was great shit. And just Poseidon gives Percy 2 words.
Yeah, he literally writes him a whole ass letter, and it says "brace yourself." It'd be like if you received like a formal email with like office head, and it said "you up." Like, it's literally that dumb. It's like, why would you go through all the trouble to send this letter?
It doesn't even say like love dad.
Couldn't you have just saved paper and been like, hey, Hermes, tell
just tell him.
Just tell him to brace himself.
Yep.
That's like, it's disappointing. The snakes were like, yo, don't be disappointed.
Like
and Percy was like, all right, I won't be
movie,
disappointed.
Poseidon, he would just send Percy a mind message and be like, brace yourself, boy. And that would be it. Just ominous message in your mind. That was such a weird fucking thing that they introduced in the movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't really... I mean, so my whole theme for these two books, and I haven't read Onward yet, but I have the next two on Audible, so I'm sure I'll get to them soon enough, is like, I'm not on Luke's side, but I'm kind of not on, like, Camp Half-Blood's side either. Like, it's kind of like the gods just sort of... You always hear about some big life or death thing, and it's just like, Athena was jealous, so she... whatever. Or it's like, or this... Athena's what, Roman? Did I mess that up? Oh,
no, Athena's
cool,
Greek, yeah. You got
or
it.
it's like so-and-so took pity on her and turned her into it. It's like, get the fuck over yourselves, guys. Who are the gods?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, kind of with Team Luke, I'm like, what if the gods weren't around anymore? Wouldn't that kind of be better? Let's be honest.
So the problem is, the world is...
They're a bunch of petty, petulant
Kronos
children.
is kind of a bad guy.
He's kind of worse.
He's kind of worse. Like...
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked, and you can't really do anything about it at the moment. That's kind of the situation we're in. But also, I wouldn't want to go on quest for them.
What if all the gods just got together and just ate Kronos? Just made it full circle.
Have a little Kronos shoulder.
yeah. Let's just... Come on. The tenderest part of the Kronos.
You know what? I think that would be great therapy for, like, Zeus and his siblings specifically. They all should go and eat Kronos' remains and be like, this is like, paid back, Dad.
Pass the steak sauce,
oh my God.
please.
Be wonderful. So
you don't even taste good, Dad.
Poseidon is just super fucking vague. Maybe it's because he doesn't know anything or what, but Percy's just like, I don't know, I can't do anything about this. I guess I have to brace myself.
It's maybe just so vague. It's so useless. It's like, brace yourself. Are you kidding? I get attacked by monsters every fucking day. What of the 10 last things that I've done has brace yourself not
this
been
feels like
applicable
a
to?
Dumbledore
This
advice.
could be about. This is like getting a horoscope. This could be about anything.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Help at Hogwarts will be given to those who ask for it.
It's like, be safe out there, kid. It's like, oh, be safe? Oh, thank you. That's very... Oh, hold on. Let me write that down. Be safe. Oh, thank you so much. That was very useful. And it's just like... Poseidon, if you're not going to say anything helpful, just don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
This poor boy, like, kind of hates you, but also, like, desperately seeks your approval, and you're going to send him... Anyway, was not pleased.
It's not
Talk
great.
to your boy. That's your boy. That's my boy! That's what...
Zach, this is the second time you've done this joke on a podcast with me.
Every time we refer to our dog Puck now, it's just, that's my boy!
Oh my God. So we're chariot racing. Or we're getting towards it. Like,
now we're chariot racing.
This is the Tyson part that you wanted to get to, where Tyson gives him the watch.
He's like, I worked really hard on this. It's for you. And we're like...
I mean, first, Percy's just like, wow, a watch. Thank you, I guess. And then Tyson's like, you're the best brother ever. I love you. And Percy's like, I love you too, bro.
And we weep as, like Frozen with boys happens in front of our eyes.
Just
like
crocodile
these two brothers.
tears. Just so good. They're great. I love them.
Tyson will be back in Percy Jackson Endgame, right?
Yes, we will in fact see Tyson again.
I'm sure we'll see Tyson again.
My God. Percy Jackson Endgame. I don't even know what that is anymore. We don't have an Endgame. Rick doesn't stop making books.
Hey, that must be a great problem to have. I'm still waiting on Avatar Studios to announce anything that they're working on. I don't even know when the end of Phase 1 is. Is this just the Percy Jackson series Phase 1? Because when does Percy meet Batman? That's when I'll be interested again. I'll get back into the cinematic universe.
Well, I think they're from different properties because Percy is Disney.
Yeah. Oh, well, Iron Man then. We'll meet Iron Man, and they'll be like, "Oh my God!" There's
probably during the Disney Plus series.
There's all
like there'll be some merch. Yeah. Probably. I don't know.
I think Disney's gonna fuck it up.
Okay.
I hope they don't. I would very much like for them not to.
They will
but
at least
I think
do right by
fuck it up.
Rick. Because he's helping them make it. He's having such a hand in it. He's doing his freaking best. So, like, whatever happens, I think he will be proud of it. And that means I will
Didn't
be
he
happy
push back
for it.
against their age change? Did they retcon that idea, or I heard Disney was changing the age of Percy.
Information? I thought that was an Avatar thing, actually.
There was an Avatar thing. Oh, maybe maybe it was just you talking about the movies. Maybe I got mixed up with the movies.
Yeah, because Percy's like 16 in the movies.
Anyway, everyone
stupid.
cries. The Tyson and Percy have a very sweet moment, and then boom, we're off to the races.
Also, I really
folks.
want to beat up that Sphinx that gave Tyson all those scars. Just need to say that.
Yeah, fuck
that
Sphinx.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Rude.
Don't like it.
So yeah, we're Chariot racing. Is that just we just go off?
We just go off on the Chariot race.
I guess we just go off, and then it's just action sequence.
Yeah, everyone's rolling dice. There's movement happening. It's super exciting.
Yes, they're all rolling dice. Absolutely,
crazy dice being rolled here. No, it's like a wacky races. Like I was saying, it's almost like one of those.
I can't describe things, but like
Speed Racer
I would love to watch this.
There's just this crazy
is
race.
This is the race antics that.
This is the scene where
see.
I was listening to the book and I was like, it's honestly like it's a little hard for me to follow in the way that I was like, this would make a great like thing on. Do we get a chariot race at the end of the movie? Oh, Charlie, I don't like that face.
There are no chariot races.
I'm scared
in the
now.
movie.
I'm scared
now.
now.
What are you talking about?
What? How dare they? There's no chariot race. There's no Clarice.
God.
Do they write Clarice back in, or do they commit to this whole? Oh, so Clarice is suddenly there now. Yeah. God, Charlie, this is bumming me out. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Please come next week and watch it. Just so I want everybody to watch it just because it's fucking bonkers.
I might be traveling, but I definitely will watch it like in my own time. Like if I can't be there, and report back.
My God, it's just.
So it's kind of like we've gotten our big like climax. We've gotten our big like plot end, and this is just sort of like a nice little
we had to go a little bit full circle
like,
because we had the whole like chariot race with like Annabeth and Percy
enjoyable.
being mad at each other in the beginning. So we had to be like, they've come back together, and like we're a team now. Like Annabeth isn't racist anymore. So
that's the name of chapter 20. I fix Annabeth's racism.
Listen, that's what the name of this book is.
It's like when you're in like a D&D campaign that's like the dwarves are just like, we don't trust the elves. It's like, why? Just because they're elves. Well, that's shitty.
I don't like Cyclops.
Let's unpack that
why?
for a second.
Because the Cyclops
hurt me once.
Cyclops hurt me and like made it so we couldn't make it to camp on time to not die.
Cyclops made me late. Okay,
it's not even like the Cyclops actually killed her. I still think about that. I'm just like, I feel like the way to make this hurt more is if the Cyclops killed her. Fun fact, that's what they do in the movie. The Cyclops kills Thalia. And that's...
I mean,
how
I
they
think
make
that's
that work. I think that's
better.
like the one
There's
change
always,
that I agree
every
with.
once in a while, a movie will get something right. That you'll be like,
that's
I
that's the one
like that
change
better.
I agree with in that movie.
Yeah.
So action.
The race.
We're mostly up against the Hephaestus chariot and
that's
and
right.
Beckendorf.
They're like kind of neck and neck, aren't they?
It's your brother.
Yeah, it's all my brothers with their steel forges.
Their steampunk chariot.
Is their cabin? Their cabin's not like a log cabin, is it? Because they have like what forges in that cabin?
No, it's definitely not logs. No, I think they're more about like metal and
all
shit.
I remember from summer camp,
all
I remember from summer camp is like the mosquitoes and the heat. And so, as much as I love being from Hephaestus's cabin, I feel like it would be like 112 fucking degrees in that cabin.
Yeah, I mean, he's the god of fire.
Miserable. It's like, guys, can we get an air conditioner in
they
the
probably
Hephaestus
do
cabin,
have, like,
please?
air
I'm like
conditioners.
dying in here. Okay?
I mean, I also don't think that they like make shit in the cabin. They have their own forge, Zach. So, I think you're okay. If you want to chill in the cabin, don't go to the forge.
Cool. I'll be
the
in
forge
the
is gonna be hot.
like awesome VR.
Oh, there
lounge,
definitely would be
right?
something
because
like that.
On the Festus,
Fuck yeah.
They have like crazy technology.
So they're slashing, and then we see Greek fire. Shit, I should have put Greek fire on this. We'll talk about Greek fire eventually, but that becomes important.
Oh yeah, I was like, what is Greek fire? Is it just like
you want me
fire
to do
that's
an
kind of
impromptu
swirly,
thing?
like
Let's
like
see if
on
I
the
can find the page. Hey, I love that. There is literally a Wikipedia page for it. It's funny. I did this literally the last time Taylor was out. I had an impromptu myth thing because I missed something. Alright, Greek fire was an incendiary weapon used by the Byzantine Empire. Alright, used to set fire to ships. Okay, flame-throwing weapon. Love that shit. Oh, it could... So historians believe it could be ignited on contact with water. Yeah. So it's usually used in naval battles. That's pretty cool. This does feel like more like a history thing. I might have Taylor come back to this shit.
It's like a fire that like smells like roasted like grape leaves.
Yeah. So wait, what
like,
color is it?
Fire smells really good.
Know. Is it just like fire?
It smells like Greek food.
Okay, so I know that like in these books it's described as like green, but I just wanted to know if it like I don't know.
I want to be very clear, Charlie, that if you take the rest of your food in D&D and take it to the tavern like fireplace and throw it in, all that's going to happen is it's going to burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
No gods are going to be like, I do like that though. I like that little bit of lore.
Are you sure?
I was just thinking about
Are you
it.
sure I don't get any like cool powers or anything?
No, sorry.
Like
the power you get is that everyone in the tavern will stare at you and go, "Why did you throw that out? I would have eaten that." Gable and Gordo are like, "Hey, that looked like it was gonna be tasty."
It sticks to their chariot. That Beckendorf just throws it. It's on Annabeth and Percy's chariot, and it's like slowly igniting, and it's like liquid fire.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's just weird.
It's like kind of terrifying. You hear about this weapon and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool shit. I love that it's like a real thing. Like, not even like a myth thing. That's a history shit thing.
Right, yeah. Like, it's some kind of compound that they actually used in war.
I would love that. Give me that weapon. I want it.
Well, sadly...
I feel like Sokka would love Greek fire. He would use that.
He'd be like, finally, I get some...
I get to
some
fire,
fucking elemental powers. Yeah, it's my fucking turn.
So Percy's finally like, oh, well, I can't fight off Beckendorf and, like, get rid of this fire, this liquid fire. So he's like, I have this watch. I don't know what it does, but I'm supposed to press the button to protect myself. I wonder what it could do.
Did he not, like, ask Tyson to elaborate? He's just kind of like... It's fine.
He didn't ask. He
like,
didn't think about it.
And it's literally the whole time I'm listening to this race, I'm just going like, all right, when's he gonna hit that fucking button on the watch? When's he gonna activate the watch? Because the whole reason that he was given the watch is so that he could pop it.
He has ADHD.
Yeah, but he's like Steven Universe, and then he just like doesn't ask any like useful questions ever about anything.
Okay. Percy asks way more fucking questions than Steven and Harry Potter combined.
That's very fair.
So
you'd think he'd just been like, if like Tyson's like, hey, push that button if you need protection, and you'd think he would have been like, hey, can you elaborate on that for like a second?
What does it do?
Can you just like tell me what it does so that I can use it?
Okay. Honestly, I think Tyson wanted to keep it a surprise.
Knock it the fuck off. What does it do?
Because like,
yeah,
I mean, we don't get to see like the cool designs that he made on this like awesome shield. But
what if he's like checking the time like this and like presses the thing and the shield comes out and like cuts his head off or something?
Wait.
It's like, oh!
Percy should have used that at some point in this books, like to kill somebody. He does not ever. But like, god damn, that would be so funny if like he's like, yeah, this watch, it's a deadly weapon, and like they take it and they're playing around with it and they just like cut their own head off. That would be a great plan. So yeah, we have a badass fucking shield come out of this watch. I love this. Also, they used this in the first Percy Jackson movie.
Oh, do they?
I mean, it wasn't a watch, but, like, it was like a pop-up shield. It wasn't a watch.
Yeah, there's like...
It was
this
like...
Hydra fight was so much more interesting than the Hydra fight in the first movie.
Yeah.
Too.
God, it's just... Why? Why did they do things?
Just as a very quick aside, though, I love the whole Monster Donuts thing. How, like, when you cut off a head of the Hydra, you create another, like, chain restaurant of some chain. It's like, how do you think all these, like, Denny's show up?
Love
it's
the
because
fact
somebody's
that
fucking
some child of
fighting a
Hermes
fucking Hydra.
did this. Discovered this and made it into a thing. They're getting tons of money from that.
It's so good.
He fights off Beckendorf, and they get the Greek fire off. And it goes at the Hephaestus chariot and makes them go off. And do they just win from there? They just win from there. I thought they had. I wasn't sure if they had to fight out Clarice or anything, but I think she was off fighting the Hermes guys.
Nat 20 and they just like slide into the victory.
They're just like, DM, I forgot about this weapon that I had. Can I use that now?
It's buried in my inventory here. I totally forgot to check for it. Yeah, can I just...
And then you use it, and then, you fucking win.
That's it then. Why do I even design counters? Why do I even design encounters at all then? Packs up book bag and leaves.
I love this too at the end. Where Percy's screaming that Tyson's his brother, his baby brother.
I know, it's so good.
I'ma cry. We are the biggest Tyson stans on this
Tyson's
podcast.
Great.
He's a precious boy.
Even if he talks like this.
I don't know why I'm imagining him talking like Patrick Starr from that voice now.
It's because it's kind of indistinguishable from my Patrick Starr. Good boy. All right.
Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. They won. They're getting laurel wreaths. And
it's a great time.
A good time. I don't know why we have to brace ourselves.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
So
it would be funny if I literally had just listened up to this.
We'll find out.
Was just like,
I don't know. One of the eldest gods. So Zach, is there anything you want to plug? Like your socials or your podcast, or what have you been like enjoying recently, media-wise?
God. So, all right. I'm at Cybertoaster on Twitter. We are at CabbageCast on Twitter. Follow us. Our podcast is fun and funny, and I work way too hard on the editing, and I really like it, and it's good. So please go listen to it. It's great. Send us some mail. And I swear, if you send us email at mycabbagecast@gmail.com, we will respond to it, because we never get email from fans. We've gotten like 5 letters from fans, and they always made our week when we got them. Head over to iTunes or Spotify and give us a 5-star review. We're definitely going to be asking for them more as we come back, hopefully, in a few months. The month of... I can't honestly say for sure yet, but soon. We're going to come back with season 3 soon, and I'm very excited.
I'm excited for that too.
I will plug the same thing that I plugged on Sam's podcast. It is this show that I am absolutely in love with called Arcane on Netflix. It is probably the best 3D animation that I've seen since Into the Spider-Verse, which is extremely high praise. It's great. It's also about League of Legends, which is not a mark in its favor in my book, because I couldn't give 2 shits about League of Legends, but they have taken this very disparate cast of fantasy characters and combined them into a really interesting world that I'm just endlessly fascinated by. And the art's great, the story's great, the music is fucking excellent, and it's all just very good. It's the show I've been telling everyone to watch. Shit. It's I know you might hate League or don't care about League or whatever, but you don't have to. The show is just on its own a very good thing. Yeah.
I am not plugging an animated show, because what have I been doing? I've been watching Doctor Who things.
Yay, Doctor
recently.
Who!
And I've already plugged Doctor Who and Torchwood on this podcast.
This should have just been a Doctor Who episode. You should just
it
talked about Doctor Who.
It could have been.
Taylor will be like, what the fuck?
I'm
When are they going to
plugging-
talk about the chapter?
Never. The answer is never. We don't talk about the chapter
We're
until like an
talking
hour
about
into the podcast.
Amy
like,
Pond
every time.
and Rory Pond. The Ponds.
Yeah, it is.
That's not how it works. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sarah Jane Adventures, because there are 3 Doctor Who shows that are on HBO Max, and they are Doctor Who, Torchwood, and the Sarah Jane Adventures.
HBO has the Sarah Jane Adventures? That's I might have to I'd never
seen it before.
I've never seen them either.
It's very cute.
It's like
I love it.
It's kind of it's like a kid friendly like Doctor Who.
It's just darkness. It's like Disney Channel friendly Doctor Who.
The sweet life of
it's a bunch of teenagers.
The sweet life of Matt and Tennant.
I feel like I would have loved that. Like when I was originally watching Doctor Who, if I had watched that as well, I would have been like, "This is fucking great." Kids.
I feel like even when I was younger,
shit.
like watching Doctor Who, like they introduced K9, and I was like, "This is great. I'm enjoying this," but I don't get it. It's a cold metal thing that
I mean,
how much joy can you possibly get from petting K9?
And I love his voice. Okay.
I
and
also
I
love
haven't seen
K9's
Old
voice.
Who or anything, and Sarah Jane is like the companion from Old Who, but I do in fact love her in this show. It's just funny to me that there's like this 50-year-old woman who's hanging out with a bunch of 15-year-olds. They're all her best friends. She has no
shows
adult
up for
friends.
a Tennant episode or two, doesn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, so she's in like one episode with Tennant and Rose, and then she comes back for like the one where like everybody's there. Like Torchwood.
Yeah, there is like a big crossover.
Rose and all of her gang. Martha's there. Sarah Jane and her son. It's good shit. And like, so I've been watching all these shows like chronologically, like when they were released. I like looked up the list of episodes and I was like, okay, so I gotta watch it like this and this and this.
Hardcore.
And like, then I got to that and I was like, you know what? This hits different now that I like know who the fuck Luke Smith is.
Like, well, it's interesting in Torchwood because a lot of the stuff that happens in Torchwood happens like concurrently with the Doctor Who show. You can kind of follow along.
I mean,
but Sarah Jane all happens like
doesn't.
beforehand.
It all happens like concurrently.
How many seasons are there?
There's
Sarah Jane?
4.
Because it was
there's an episode where David Tennant shows up and one where Matt Smith shows up. That is the only time the Doctor appears on Sarah Jane. But yeah, and I was just about to watch that episode next.
I will really
Smith
quick
one.
plug. Have you seen the Catherine Tate show sketch where she's a student?
Yes,
and David Tennant's a teacher.
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
all right. It's like
a friend showed me to that.
It's very, very,
in high
very
school,
good.
And like I watched that. Love it. I love it so much. It's great. Yeah, that's my plug. I mean, honestly, I don't even think you need to like. You just need to know the basic premise of Doctor Who to watch Sarah Jane. You don't actually need much context to watch it.
Listen up.
I don't think.
Here's what you need to know to listen to Sarah Jane Adventures. There's a man in a box. He travels through time, gets into trouble, probably almost kills Hitler at some point. He's a time traveler, and he goes on adventures.
And Sarah Jane.
And every once in a while, he picks up a fan that like wants to hang out and travel with him, and it's definitely not a parasocial relationship in any way, shape, or form. And he gets companions to come with him, and Sarah Jane is one of those companions. And when she left the show, she got her own show. That's Sarah Jane Adventures. That's what it is. How could you possibly live a normal, contented life after being in the TARDIS and going to the
Rose
future and
still
seeing
fights
space
aliens.
and stuff?
She's just on a different world. Martha still fights aliens with Mickey because they're married now, I guess. And Donna just forgot everything.
God, stop bumming me out. That is the worst part of all
Amy
Doctor
and Rory
Who.
got stuck in the past and died.
Live
Clara
out their life
died.
as homesteaders. It's a really high mortality. It's probably as high a mortality rate as Camp Half-Blood, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it's like 50-50. Either you die or you leave.
The Doctor shows up in his box and he says, "Hey, you want to come with me?" I still, of course, say yes.
It'd be like,
I don't care
get
how
killed
many
by
of them
aliens?
died. I still say
that
yes.
That sounds way better than this shit. Love it.
Yeah.
This has been a Doctor Who podcast with Zach and Charlie.
It's called Of the Elder Time Lords. It's
Oh my goodness. That's the bonus show Zach and I will just do every so often. Plot twist.
Charlie needs help, everyone. Quick, give the podcast a 5-star review, and
I took
maybe
a sip,
Charlie will be okay.
and then it just went down the wrong pipe. Love that shit. Okay. I died.
Oh, that's the
It's fine.
worst. Yeah.
Well, that is the end of the pod. Zach, get the fuck out of my cabin.
I'll clean up the chips that I spilled all over the couch.
You
I'll be out
clean
in a
up the
second.
chips off the goddamn floor and get out of my cabin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bye.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. Sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. We are proud to be part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features Content and Capable, where we follow Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult, and My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of the Avatar The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy.
Coffee, tea, honor, cabbage. Long ago, the 4 elements lived in harmony. Then, shit went totally cray when the Avatar attacked. Only the Cabbage Man, merchant of fine cruciferous vegetables, could stand against his trolling. But when the world needed some dank veg, he vanished. 10 years have passed, and my partner and I have started a new podcast.
My Cabbages! An Avatar podcast.
A weekly show about Avatar The Last Airbender. Whether it's Sokka's new line of cologne.
Hey, look at you, sitting there on a seal. Well, now look back at me. I'm on an even bigger seal. Now look away.
D&D related antics.
You have to make an acrobatics check for that, and Aang just, unzips his pants and whips out his D20s. It's just I got this.
Or randomly breaking into song. We'll stumble our way through the greatest show ever made, one episode at a time.
You can reach us at CabbageCast, which is our Twitter,
or subscribe wherever you catch pod.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.